If you're thinking about grabbing the HP 255 G10, hang on, because today I'm revealing the honest truth you won't hear in typical reviews. This laptop promises great performance with an AMD Ryzen 3 7330U processor, a sleek design, and a crisp 15.6-inch Full HD display. But here's what surprised me. There's more beneath the surface that could seriously affect your experience. Don't rush to buy just yet, because the HP 255 G10 isn't the straightforward bargain it claims to be. But before you click away, stick around. I'm about to unpack the hidden issues, who this laptop actually fits, and whether it's worth your hard-earned cash. Let me start by asking, are you a student, a remote worker, or someone who just wants a solid everyday machine without breaking the bank? If you nodded yes, then this review is definitely for you. Because while the HP 255 G10 checks several boxes on paper, the reality might not align with your expectations. So, what makes a laptop worth your investment? Is it raw specs, design, brand reputation, or that all-important user experience that stands the test of actual use? Let's dive deep and sort fact from fiction, because it's easy to get dazzled by specs like up to 64 GB RAM and 2 TB PCIe NVMe SSD. But what happens when this machine tries to handle day-to-day life? First, let's talk performance. The AMD Ryzen 3 7330U is a quad-core processor meant to balance power and efficiency, and on paper, it sounds fantastic for everyday computing, browsing, streaming, and light productivity. Check. But here's the catch. Despite the Ryzen chipset sounding robust, the HP 255 G10 suffers from noticeable lag when multitasking beyond 2 or 3 browser tabs or heavier applications. It struggles to maintain smooth performance during more demanding workflows, which could be a deal-breaker if you're someone who juggles a dozen tabs, Zoom calls, and document editing simultaneously. The laptop boasts up to 64 GB of RAM, which sounds like a dream, but realistically, most users will be stuck with far less since the base model comes with just 8 GB. Upgrading RAM is a costly affair many don't consider upfront. So that's your first caution. Don't get fooled by maxed-out specs that only show up if you're willing to spend extra. But if you think this laptop is only about power struggles, wait until you hear about the design flaws that made me cringe. On the outside, the HP 255 G10 tries to charm with a thin, light profile and a big screen-to-body ratio, making it appealing for mobile work styles. However, hold your horses. The build quality is noticeably plastic-y and feels less premium than competitors in the same price tag. The hinges are flimsy, and after a few days of regular use, the keyboard flex becomes hard to ignore. Typing quickly on this thing feels like trying to play Beethoven on a kazoo. Does it get worse? Well, the faded matte finish on the lid scratches too easily, so if you're a bit careless tossing your laptop in your bag, prepare for unsightly marks that diminish the look fast. If you're after durability and a flagship feel, you may want to explore other options. But please don't click away yet, because despite these flaws, the HP 255 G10 has some surprising strengths we can't ignore. Visuals on this device are a bright spot. The 15.6-inch Full HD LED backlit display is crisp and delivers punchy colors. Not mind-blowing, but definitely good for streaming movies, Netflix binges, or casual photo editing. The AMD Radeon graphics integrated here handles lightweight gaming fairly well. So if you're into older titles or less demanding games, it's a nice bonus. However, don't expect to launch Cyberpunk 2077 and blast through levels on ultra settings. This isn't a gaming laptop masquerading as one. Also, the screen's viewing angles aren't the best. Tilt it even slightly and colors start washing out. So if you work with clients face-to-face or share your display frequently, it's something to consider. But if you're a solo user needing an affordable, vibrant screen and decent graphics for day-to-day tasks, it hits the mark. Now, a quick story from my early tests. I was initially captivated by the HP 255 G10's promise of fast boot times thanks to its PCIe NVMe SSD, up to 2 TB of blazing storage. Opening the laptop felt like unlocking a bolt from the future. But then, I noticed something odd. The laptop would randomly freeze for seconds after waking from sleep, and sometimes the SSD performance dipped drastically after prolonged use. Turns out, the thermal management system is subpar, making the laptop throttle under heavier loads. Which leads us to battery life, another hot topic in laptops. HP claims long-lasting endurance powered by the energy-efficient Ryzen chip, but real-world tests tell a different story. Expect to get roughly 5 to 6 hours on mixed usage, which is below average compared to competitors this price. If you're someone who needs to work unplugged for extended periods, this laptop might not keep up, meaning carrying around your charger constantly. But don't despair just yet. Let's get into the software experience because HP ships the 255 G10 with Windows 11 Home. Microsoft's latest OS adds new design elements, improved multi-monitor support, and better compatibility with Android apps. Great in theory, but the HP 255 G10 comes loaded with HP-specific bloatware that weighs down startup times and system responsiveness. You'll spend the first hour uninstalling unnecessary utilities and third-party trialware that clutter the user interface. So much for a clean Windows experience. But with a bit of patience, the OS is smooth and accepts all the new Windows 11 features, which is a win for users who want the latest platform without diving into DIY installation. And here's a question to ponder. Would you rather deal with some initial cleanup to save money up front or pay more for a polished experience out of the box? Before I move on, here's a quick laugh. Why don't laptops tell jokes? Because they're afraid someone might gigabyte. All right, I promise the next joke is better, just keep watching. Connectivity options on the HP 255 G10 are average but functional. It includes USB Type-A ports, HDMI output, and a headphone jack, covering essential needs without excitement. However, no USB-C charging support means you're stuck with the bulky original charger, a small inconvenience in today's USB-C world. So if you thought this was the future, think again. On the bright side, the laptop features a decent webcam for video calls, a bit grainy in low light but adequate for Zoom meetings. If video calls are a priority, just make sure you sit in good lighting. And believe me, you don't want to hear the joke about the laptop that joined a video call, because it kept rebooting from stage fright. Let me hit you now with the real question every potential buyer needs answered. Should you buy the HP 255 G10? The honest answer is, it depends. If you want an affordable, lightweight laptop with solid basic performance, a decent display, and compatibility with Windows 11, it could fit your needs. This is an option if you mostly browse, write documents, watch videos, and need a budget-friendly machine that won't break immediately. However, if you are a power user, heavy multitasker, or expect premium build quality and battery life, this probably isn't the device for you. There are better alternatives at a slightly higher price point that won't leave you frustrated with performance bottlenecks or loose components. Here's another twist. You don't have to throw away your money immediately, though. Amazon often shuffles prices up and down and deals pop up unexpectedly. So if you watch the link in the description below, you might snag this model at a better price. But buyer beware, waiting for the perfect discount can backfire because stock and pricing change fast. I'll put the best buy link right there for you, so you don't miss the moment. And if you decide to go for it, do consider upgrading the RAM early on or looking into aftermarket accessories to protect and extend the laptop's life. One last joke to send you off. Why did the laptop go to therapy? Because it had too many bytes from bad USB ports. Okay, I cracked myself up. But in all seriousness, buying a laptop isn't just about specs or price. It's about fit and future-proofing your tech life. To wrap up, the HP 255 G10 has its pros and cons. It's a value-driven laptop for light users who don't mind a few quirks in exchange for affordability and a large, vibrant display. It shines for students, casual users, and anyone who needs Windows 11 with AMD processing power on a budget. But it falls short in build durability, performance under stress, battery life, and software bloat. Balancing these factors honestly, this laptop deserves consideration but cautious buying. Don't expect a powerhouse. Expect practical and affordable. Scroll through the description for the best Amazon price and remember how quickly deals change. Thanks for watching. Drop your questions and experiences in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more honest reviews just like this.